You have said all 6 of these, not in a shouting match, on a normal Tuesday. You have watched yourself do it in the mirror. You heard the sentence leave, and you still could not stop it. That is not a character flaw. The sentence is simply ready before you have finished thinking. 6 phrases, 1 swap each. No incense, no mysticism, no breathing through your left nostril. Honestly, it all works duller than you would like. What we are about to do is small, and it is certainly not therapy. Nobody rebuilds a temper in 10 minutes, but you can hold your mouth shut. That part actually answers to you. Learn the 6, and you will hear the phrase coming about 1 second before it leaves. 1 second is the whole job. Phrase 1. 11 at night. The group chat is still going, and somebody says the thing about you that is a little bit true. You type, you delete, you type again, and what finally goes out is 3 words. I don't even care. You then lie awake for 40 minutes proving it. Here is the machinery. Honestly, nobody announces indifference about a thing they are actually indifferent to. Nobody walks past a shop and announces out loud that they do not care about the shop. So the sentence is not about indifference at all. It is about the thing that landed, and it says so very loudly. You just pointed at the sore spot yourself, like a dog sitting in front of the cupboard where the food is. The move is simple. Out loud, to yourself, in 1 line, what actually landed. That landed, and I would rather it hadn't. 9 words, nobody else hears them, and there is nothing left to prove. This is older than the phone in your hand. People wrote down what stung before they answered it. Alone it is easy, I know. With a person 2 feet away, not so much. Phrase 2. The kitchen, 7:30. It has been a long day for both of you. The plates are loud, and 1 sentence gets said that has been waiting 3 weeks. The voice goes up on its own, and then this comes out. You made me do this. Listen. This is the most expensive phrase on the list, and here is why. If he made you shout, then he can make you shout again, tomorrow, whenever he likes. So you have announced yourself that you are not the one deciding, which means the next time is on him too. People who say this often are not tyrants. They genuinely do not notice that every time they chose. The move? Name the order of events instead of the guilty party. You said that, and I chose to shout. It sounds worse, and it is worth more, because this is the version you can act on. Say it once and watch the argument struggle to survive the second half. It works with some squeaking. Blame is the loud failure. You can hear it. The quiet one comes next, and it is very polite. Phrase 3. A meeting, 11 people, somebody's work on the screen. You have a thought about it that is sharp and a little bit pleasurable, and you know it will land badly. And so, probably out of habit, there is a run-up first. Look, I'm just being honest. Then you say the sharp thing. Then you watch their face go flat and tell yourself they are too sensitive. Well, that opener is not a warning. It is a permit you wrote for yourself. What gets announced is not honesty at all. It is a request in advance for the right to be rude, under a word with a better reputation. Notice what it never does. Nobody has ever said, I'm just being honest, and then paid you a compliment. The swap is small. Drop the opener, keep the sentence. If it survives without it, it was honest. If it needed it, you were about to say something else, and now you know that. Say it plainly, or do not say it at all. And now the phrase where we take charge of somebody else's feelings. Phrase 4. Traffic. 40 minutes of it, and the person next to you is losing the last of their patience. You are the calm one here. You have information, and out come the 2 most flammable words in the language. Calm down. The machinery is simple. An order was given to the one thing that does not answer to you. Nobody gets calmer because you used the imperative. And there is a second cost. The phrase also says the problem is not the situation, it is how you are behaving. So instead of 1 argument, you get 2. The swap. Describe instead of command. This is a mess. I've got water and about an hour. You have given them a fact and an offer, and neither one tells them what to feel. Do it next time somebody near you is boiling. Then say nothing for 5 seconds. Silence does more here than words. All right, now the interesting part, how a calm person loses control without ever raising his voice. Phrase 5. The conversation is over, or it should be. You are already at the door, coat half on. and still you turn back to say one word. Whatever. Then you leave. Then you spend the walk home writing the speech you should have made. Wait, look at what that word actually does. You want the last word. That is all it means. It says you don't care, and that is not true. People who genuinely don't care just leave and say nothing. You walked out of the room and left the argument running. It goes on in your head all evening, and you are the only one paying for it. The swap is boring, and it works. Leave like this. I'm done for tonight. We can finish tomorrow. You don't get the last word. You get a quiet evening instead. Use it once this week and time how long you stay angry. It comes out shorter. That is the point. It squeaks because your mouth will want that word until the last second. One phrase left, the politest on the list and the most damaging. Phrase 6. Sunday, the plan is being discussed for the third time and you can feel your patience finish. There is no shouting. The opposite. The voice goes very polite, very level. Fine, do what you want. Then you agree to everything and punish them for 2 days. Here is the machinery. You left the conversation and you did not leave the grievance. The phrase sounds like consent and works like the opposite. You no longer want to solve it and you go on being owed. It is the most controlled behavior on this list and the least honest, and that is why calm people do it. Nobody can point at the moment you lost your temper. Losing your temper is obvious to everyone. Sulking quietly can go on for years. The swap. Name the actual objection or genuinely let it go, and out loud so you can hear which one you picked. I don't want to, and here's why. Or, I'm out on this one, and I won't bring it up again. Say the second half. That is the part that cancels the 2 days. Now let's put it together. Lay them out. I don't even care. Say what landed. You made me do this. Name the order of events. I'm just being honest. Drop the opener. Keep the sentence. Calm down. Describe and offer. Whatever. Leave with the boring sentence. Fine. Do what you want. Object out loud or genuinely let it go. 6 swaps. And all 6 are the same thing. Say the accurate thing instead of the fast one. The fast one is always ready, asks nothing of you, and costs about a day. The accurate one takes 1 second. Your adrenaline does not care which you pick. You do. None of this is new, and that is the best thing about it. The oldest surviving notebooks of this kind are private, written at night by men with real power and no self-control to spare. Rehearsing tomorrow's irritating people before meeting them. Nobody was writing for an audience, which is why the pages are honest and slightly embarrassing. The practice survived 2,000 years because it is cheap and testable on a Tuesday. So here is where I stand, and it is not comfortable. A man is not measured by whether he gets angry. He gets angry, of course. Everyone does. There is no choice there. He is measured by something else. How long it takes between what he felt and what he said. That gap is trainable. It is about 1 second long, and almost nobody trains it. That is why 1 second of practice makes you rare, and you will fail it. Probably this week, probably at the kitchen table, probably on phrase 2, because that one is warm and it feels like justice. That is fine, really. You are not broken. You are just untrained, like a recruit who got the rifle an hour ago, and nobody expects a marksman from him by the evening. 1 swap and 1 day. Pick the phrase you already know is yours. You thought of it in the first 2 minutes, and for 1 day, catch it once and swap it. Once is already a pass, honestly, because the point is hearing yourself in time, not being perfect. Then tell me in the comments which of the 6 is yours. Subscribe for the rest of the kit. Next, the thing you do at 2 in the morning that costs you the entire next day.